Okay, so this all happened back in the 8th grade. This is gonna be the strangest day of my life. So, I've had a lot of strange days, but none of them really matched up to this one where I met a girl named Skylar. She was in the 7th grade, so she was a year younger than me, and she was 12 and I was 13. I saw her around school, but I didn't really know her that well. All I knew is that she was in a wheelchair, so I assumed maybe she had had an accident or something like that, but obviously I never talked to her, so I didn't know. So one day I saw her on Facebook, and I sent her a friend request. And I sent it to her, and she ends up messaging me, and she says, "Do I know you?" And I said, I know, I wasn't really expecting that. Usually you just accept the friend request and you move on. But no, and I said, "No, I don't really know you, but I've seen you around school." And I was like, come to think of it, I haven't really seen you in a while. Where have you been? She goes, "Oh yeah, I've been gone for a while. I was in juvie." I was like, okay, this 12-year-old girl, like, what did she do that was so bad? She just said that she got into fights almost everywhere she went, and then she was doing drugs as well. And, obviously, like, that threw me off. Like, I was kind of a sheltered kid. I wasn't used to people, like, doing drugs, But she ends up asking me to hang out. And, back then, I wasn't like how I am now. Like, now I'll leave people on red, like, I don't care, like, I'll ignore them. But back then, I was like, she's gonna read the message, like, she's gonna think I'm a bitch, like, I gotta respond. So I said, yeah, of course, like, we can hang out. So she's like, okay, like, can I come over? And again, like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, hell no, like, I don't want this girl in my house. But of course, like, I said yes. So she's like, okay, cool. So then she ends up calling me because I gave her my phone number. And she's like, hey, would your dad totally freak out if I brought weed? And I was like, yeah, kinda. And so I was like, you can't bring that over here. She brings it anyways. And she walks up to my door. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, I saw this girl in a wheelchair, like, I thought something had happened, but I didn't want to be rude and ask. So I just left it alone. She came in and I introduced her to my dad, and little does he know that I actually just met this girl as well. Didn't even know her, and she was in my house. But she ends up going to my room. She makes herself at home. Like, I don't know about you guys, but first time going over to somebody's house, I'm not that comfortable. Yeah, that wasn't her. She did her own thing. She hopped on my bed. She threw her stuff all over the floor. Didn't care. I wasn't used to that. But so the night goes on, and she asked me, she goes, "Can I spend the night?" And in my head, I'm thinking, what's wrong with her? Like, I don't know her, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, no, it's fine." And I'm just like, it's not fine. Like, I don't even know who you are. But I was like, then again, I can never really say no. So I was like, oh yeah, like, let me go ask my dad. I thought maybe he would say no, considering it was a school night. But no, he says yes. He's like, oh yeah, like, I'll take her to school in the morning. Like, out of all the times I want you to say no. Like, or I mean, out of the times I want you to say yes, but he said yes, and so she's like, okay, like, let me just call up my mom and ask her to bring me some more stuff. So we're like, okay, that's cool. So her mom comes, and she drops her off some clothes, and she drops off some more weed for her too, and that was a little sketch for me too. But she also drops off her wheelchair, and in my head I'm thinking, like, okay, like, what does she need it for? Like, is she lying or something? I was like, it's none of my business, but I was a little confused. So she comes back in the house. She goes, oh, by the way, I hope it's okay, I have seizures. And I was like, what? Like, I was like, yeah, what happened? And she was like, yeah, it's okay, like, sometimes I'll just wake up and I'll have seizures. I'm like, how are you, like, not gonna, like, warn somebody about that? Like, you're in my house, like, that's fine and all, but, like, I'm 13 years old, I don't know what to do if somebody has a seizure. So we ended up going to sleep, and I woke up the next day, and she turned out to be having a seizure, literally right next to me. As I woke up, and I looked right next to me, and she was literally having one. So of course, like, I don't know what to do, so I just run and I get my dad, but by the time I'm back, she's already up and getting ready for school. And I was like, I didn't think that that's what happened when people just finished having a seizure. Like, I thought they would have some side effects, but no, she was fine. Apparently she has them every day. So my dad took us to school. We both ended up getting detention because we were late. And in my head, I'm thinking, like, what the hell did I just do? Like, I let some stranger in my house who just got out of juvie. She was doing drugs, and she has seizures in my bed, and I didn't even know this chick. Like, if it was different, it was my best friend or something, but didn't even know her. But yeah, that was the strangest day of my life.